Okay, so you did it. You booked the cruise. You're already daydreaming about the endless buffets, the ports of call, the feeling of the open sea. It's going to be amazing. But what really separates a good vacation from a great one is avoiding a few simple and honestly super common mistakes. So that's what we're going to break down today. The easiest ways to make sure your trip is incredible for all the right reasons. I mean, just look at these things. They're not just ships anymore. They're literally floating cities with thousands and thousands of people. And just like any city, the key to having a great time is just being a little bit aware of your surroundings. The good news? It's really not that hard. A few simple habits are all you need to navigate these giants safely and have the time of your life. And that's really what this is all about. This isn't meant to scare you, not at all. It's about empowerment. It's about knowing the stuff that other people might not. We're just going to lay out the most common slip-ups so you can sidestep them and focus on what's important, which is, having an awesome vacation. So, we've organized this into three main parts. First, we'll talk about what's happening right there on the deck. Then, we'll look at the potential pitfalls when you get into port. And finally, we'll do a quick health check to keep you feeling 100%. Ready? Let's start on board. All right, part 1, dangers on the deck. These are the kinds of things you need to be thinking about from the second you step onto that ship. So the very first thing that's going to happen is the muster drill. And I get it, you're on vacation, the bar's calling your name, and you just want to get started. But listen, this drill is mandatory for a reason. Trying to wiggle your way out of it is probably the first, and honestly, one of the biggest mistakes you could possibly make. Look, this drill gives you the absolute fundamentals. It shows you exactly where your assembly station is. It teaches you how to actually put on a life jacket, which isn't always as obvious as you think, and it shows you your escape route. In the super, super unlikely event of a real emergency, you do not want to be figuring this stuff out for the very first time. It's all about muscle memory. Now, this one sounds so obvious, right? But you would be absolutely shocked how often people forget this. Getting a little too comfortable with the ship's railings is a huge, huge cause of serious accidents, and they are completely preventable. You have to remember, a ship is always moving. It never stops. Even if the water looks like a sheet of glass, the ship can pitch, it can roll, it can shift unexpectedly. Those railings, they are a barrier. They are not a bar stool. They are not a ladder for a photo op. The rule couldn't be simpler. Don't sit on them, don't lean way over them, and for goodness sake, don't climb on them. It's so easy to get into vacation brain where you just let your guard down. But leaving your phone on a lounge chair by the pool or your wallet sitting out in your cabin, that's just asking for trouble. A cruise ship can feel like this safe little bubble, but you've got to remember it's a public place with thousands of people. And that same thinking applies to your cabin. Just make this a little 3-second routine every single time you leave or when you go to bed at night. Lock that balcony door, super important. Throw the deadbolt on your main door, and you know what? Cover up the people. It's a quick little lockdown that gives you a ton of peace of mind, especially if you're traveling by yourself. Those all-you-can-drink packages, they are one of the best parts of cruising, for sure. But going overboard, no pun intended, is a serious risk. You just have to remember where you are. You're on a massive, moving object surrounded by water. A little lapse in judgment here has way higher stakes than it does back home. Think about it. Your balance is already being kind of tested by the gentle rock of the ship. Alcohol just makes that so much worse. It messes with your judgment, and it dulls your awareness of what's going on around you. So absolutely, have fun, enjoy a few cocktails, but know your limits and stay sharp. Okay, part 2, perils in the port. So let's step off the ship for a minute. The safety mindset can't stop when you walk down the gangway. Exploring new places is amazing, but it comes with a whole different set of things to watch out for. This is it. This is the #1 fear for pretty much every cruiser who goes ashore. You're having an incredible time, you're exploring, you maybe lose track of the time, and that little voice in the back of your head starts to whisper. They wouldn't actually leave without me, would they? The answer is a hard yes, it will. They absolutely will leave without you. These ships operate on incredibly precise, tight schedules. They simply cannot and will not wait for passengers who are running late. It sounds harsh, but it's a reality you just have to respect. But don't worry, here is the foolproof plan to make sure that never, ever happens to you. First, you have to know the all-aboard time, not the departure time. All aboard is usually a half hour to an hour before the ship actually sails. Second, always, always carry your cruise card, a government ID, and the emergency contact number for the local port agent. That's your lifeline right there. And that brings up another big choice you'll make in port: how you get around. You might see some unmarked taxi offering a cheaper fare, and it can be tempting. But the thing is, you have zero idea if that car is safe or if the driver is reliable. When you stick with the official cruise line approved taxis and tours, you're using a service they've already vetted. And that peace of mind, that's worth way more than the few bucks you might save. And just a few other quick hitters for your days in port. Weather can change on a dime, so be ready for it. Wear good, solid shoes. Seriously, flip-flops on old, wet cobblestone streets is just a sprained ankle waiting to happen. And finally, the basics: sunscreen and water. Don't leave the ship without them. All right, on to our final section, part 3, your vacation health check. This is all about staying healthy and feeling great, because a few simple habits can be the difference between an amazing trip and one you spend feeling miserable in your cabin. Okay, let's just talk about it. The word norovirus. You've probably heard it connected to cruises. It's basically a really nasty stomach bug that can spread like wildfire in crowded places. But here's the secret: your best defense against it is ridiculously simple. Here it is, your healthy cruise checklist. Number 1, buy a million miles. Wash your hands. A lot. With actual soap and water. The hand sanitizer stations are great, but they're a backup, not a replacement. Besides that, drink tons of water to stay hydrated. Keep any medications you have out of the humid bathroom. And last, just take 30 seconds on your first day to find the medical center on the ship's map, just in case. So, when you boil it all down, what's the big picture here? All of these tips, everything we've talked about, it really just comes down to one thing: being a smart, prepared traveler. It's really just these 3 simple ideas. Number 1, be aware. Aware of your surroundings, aware of the rules, and aware of your own personal limits. Number 2, be prepared. Prepared for your schedule in port and for sudden changes in weather. And number 3, be healthy. Just focus on basic hygiene and staying hydrated. If you can nail these 3 things, you have totally mastered safe and happy cruising. So there you have it. You are now equipped with the insider knowledge to make your next cruise not just a blast, but safer and smarter too. So really, the only question left is, where is that incredible, unforgettable, and totally safe journey going to take you?